Hello everybody, I'm going to show you guys today how to make Minecraft decorations out of gum paste. I'm making 5 different shaped tiles here for you, and all you need to do, 5 different color backgrounds, and we can get started. Roll it out nice and flat. I'm going to start with the Steve background. I have 1.5-inch squares that I'm making cuts out of. Just make your different tiles and put them aside. I'm going to start now with the Enderman. That's his name, yes. I'm going to make a purple thin strip, roll it out nice and thin, make thin little rectangles, 2 smaller ones and one that's going to be about the same size as the other 2 put together, with a little bit of water on the back of the paintbrush. Take your small rectangle and put it in place. Those are going to be the eyes. And again, just a little bit of water on your paintbrush, not too much otherwise, especially on the black gum paste, it'll make marks and that's terrible. Once you get the eyes on, place the mouth. Very carefully. Took me longer than I realized to put that on there. Okay, yes, get the mouth on. And then what I did was I took white, rolled it out really skinny and thin, and made 2 teeny tiny little squares and put them on the eyes as just like a little highlight. And make sure when you're doing this, you try to keep your lines nice and straight, because Minecraft is all straight edges everywhere. So there you go, and watch the magic. Poof, there's the little white highlights. Next I made an axe, and all I did was a white rectangle again with 2 long pieces, 1 little square, and just line them up with the sides of the tile itself, so you don't have to get too tricky. With a piece of brown in the middle, I made a little notch on it to fit up against the square. Put some pressure marks in, and boom, there you go, done. Now this is going to be the Steve tile. I started with his hair. I used the same tile, or same cutter that I used to make the tile, so I know how big his hair will have to be. And then I cut out a smaller section using 1 size down, so it's just an outline of the hair around the edges. And I left the length of the hair so it'll come down almost halfway down his face, but not too much further, because his sideburns aren't that crazy. And again, make sure your edges are nice and sharp with this type of thing. And try, if you do have cutters like I do, try to make sure your sides are even, because it stinks when you have to redo it, because one is skinny, one's fat. And I don't know about you, but my plastic cutters don't cut very well. They leave rough edges. So just smooth it down, pat it down, whatever you have to do to make it work. Make it look nice, not too jaggedy or anything like that. And using water, again, you just paint a little bit on the back to make it stick and place it carefully. Right over the top. And I know that if you've taken some like the Wilton classes, that kind of thing, they tell you need to prepare your gum paste solution where you put little crumbs in the water and let it soak for an hour or something like that. You don't need to do that. A little water is all you need, and it works just fine. Okay, once you have the hair in place, then you have a way to map out where your eyes are going to go. So once again, roll it out nice and thin, the white gum paste, cut little rectangles. Don't leave them as long as you think you might, because you're going to come back to them later. The mouth is easy, just a brown rectangle with 2 little squares to offset it at the top to make him look happy, because he's a happy Steve. He hasn't been griefered, I don't know. And then a little light pink rectangle for the nose. Don't make it too dark or he'll look like a little circus clown. Just a little light pink. And then what I did, come back to the eyes. You're going to take little blue squares and put them on the inside of the white eyeball part that you left before. And nothing is glued down yet, only the hair. So once I have everything in place, with the magic of editing, you can see how nice it looks when you place them properly and use your water, touch them up and press them down. This is going to be the TNT block. I'm using a food coloring marker. It's I got it at Walmart. I forget. I think it's Wilton brand or something. I don't know. But it's just food coloring, so it's edible. Doesn't hurt anybody. I just made some lines on the sides. Take a white rectangle that will cover the length and put it across the middle. And now I'm going to set this aside just so that the white can set a little bit, but we are going to come back to it. after I place it oh so carefully. Now I'm going to do my creeper face. I have made 3 squares. You can kind of see it. For some reason I'm doing it on the board here and not on the tile. Oh, that's right, because I was trying to make sure I had the sizes pretty even, which that one was not. So you make 3 squares and then 2 rectangles of the same size. And you're going to have the middle square of the mouth coming up a little bit, and the eyes come real close to the nose, mouth part. I don't know what you call it, but there you go. Now we're coming back to the TNT block. Real thin little strips of black to make the lettering. I'm just sizing it up so that our T's take up the same amount of space. And the N goes in the middle. The ends are going to have to be a little bit taller to make up the space of the T's going up and down in the top hat part. I think you know what I mean. So yeah, to make the N, you take that little rectangle, cut it at an angle for that centerpiece, place it in, water it down, there you go. These guys are easy and they look super cute. You can make them pretty much any size you need, and you can put them on cookies or a cake or anything. Thanks!